Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week we take a look at some upcoming races in Hong Kong and try to isolate an angle to the race that might be the key to finding the winner. Well, mixed races on Sunday. We have some on the dirt track, some on the turf track, and we're going to go to the dirt for the first race I want to take a look at. It's race 6, and our winning factor is Return to the Scene. Now this is a class 4, 1200 metres on the dirt with plenty of winning chances, and I'm sure there will be arguments made for Off-Road Master, who's done absolutely nothing wrong in his couple of starts so far. Shanghai Style is a dirt winner in this grade. Chilkaka made a very good job of his debut this surface, but the two I really want to put most focus on are Mr Energia, Zach Purton's mount from the David Hall yard, and Fortune Warrior, these days with David Eustace. Now for Mr Energia, I could show you any of his recent runs on the turf. He hasn't won, but I'm sure he will win on that surface in time. But I'm going to go all the way back to September, the last time we saw him on the dirt surface. In fact, the only time we've seen him on this surface, and this is his win in September. It's race 24, he's in gate 11 with light blue and yellow colours, and Mr Energia, well, he jumps okay, but Harry Bentley drifts back looking to get in for some cover. But in a race where you see on the heat map the pace was actually quite slow early, it wasn't that easy, and still the pace was just under average after it improved mid-race. And the quickest part of the event was very most certainly the sprint down the straight. They went quick there, the leaders, so there was no pace advantage for Mr Energia, giving them a big start. The leaders kick on well, but here he comes, unleashing a huge finish down the centre of the track to still get over them easily. Bentley even let him just coast to the line there, and I think he was value for much better than even that clear winning margin. In the meantime, let's look at Fortune Warrior's career, which has taken a little change this season. Now, he was previously a tearaway leader in his races. He did win over 1,000 metres doing that. But his new trainer, David Eustace, seems to have been at pains to try and get the horse to relax behind the speed, and that seems to be bearing some fruit. This is race 271, just 11 days ago, and gate 12, green, white and yellow colours. Fortune Warrior is one of the first to begin, but while the heat map shows it isn't a crazy pace, there is enough speed under him to make it difficult to go forward, and Alexi Bedell doesn't want to take them on. He steadies, looking to get close to the inside, but even that is a tough ask, and he ends up all the way back at the rear, covering plenty of extra ground as well. When he does launch in the home straight, he briefly looks the winner, but Dragon Air Force, who has had a more economical run closer to the fence, he has enough left to fight him off, but it's a great second for Fortune Warrior. And you'll note there that the first two place getters cleared right away from the rest of the field. Always something that we're looking for as a good sign. Now, when we go to the map, there are quite a few here with good pace. We've seen Off-Road Master and Shanghai Style lead and win on this surface, so they are amongst the potential front runners. And there's overall a big bank of speed there on the inside that is going to assure a good pace, maybe even faster than that, and give run-on horses their chance. As mentioned, Fortune Warrior in previous seasons would have been in that lead group, fight for the front, but trainer Eustace looks to have put plenty of work into getting him to race from behind, and I think in this situation here, there's a group inside him, he can get in behind them, and that'll give him an easier run in transit than he had last time, and still able to run on at the finish. Now, for his part, Mr Energia, well, he doesn't have those options from the wide draw that he's got, but I do think we'll see him employed a lot like he was when he won so well, allowed to relax and then hit the line. So the tip from me in race 6, Mr Energia. His winning factor, Return to the Scene. Now, the dirt program in Hong Kong is only quite a small part of the entire calendar. So horses that like the dirt don't always have suitable races and have to run on the turf. And now, as I said, I do think Mr. Energia will win on the turf at some stage. He certainly hasn't performed badly, but not quite the way that we saw him perform that day on the dirt. Now he's back on that surface, and I think it's time for him to win again. The other race I want to take a look at is the final race, race 10, where our winning factor is acceleration. Now this is a nice class 3 with some in-form runners, many of them who met in a race on International Day that we're going to look at shortly. Mark Wynn and Charming Legend are two of them, and also lined up that day were Beauty Crescent and Tamra Blitz. In this race, Storm Rider can also improve from a good draw, and even the likes of the newcomer Low Rider and last start winner Tourbillon Prince have some sort of claims in the race. But for me, the big focus is on Mark Wynn and Charming Legend here. And we're going to look at that race on International Day. And I would just note that we also have Beauty Crescent, who ends up third, and Tamra Blitz finishing just behind the placings. But we're going to concentrate mainly on those two I've highlighted. So this is race 248. Gate 12 is Mark Wynn in red and green, and gate 10, Charming Legend in red and white. And they both jump okay out there, but then take different paths in the race. Charming Legend is pressing forward, while Derek Long steadies Mark Wynn to the back half of the field. Now, when we look at the heat map for this, it isn't especially fast or slowly run. It's pretty genuine though. There isn't really anything to help the horses running on. Charming Legend takes the leader at the 300 metres after sitting right up on the pace and looks to have his chance to win, but then we see Mark Wynn unleash a very strong sprint down the centre of the track to not just get to Charming Legend, but come away and win with some comfort, while Beauty Crescent runs into third, and in the white colours on the outside there, Tamra Blitz, he catches the eye, finishing strongly. Now last week I brought up that race in regard to the horse that finishes fourth there, Johannes Brahms, and he was able to go on and win his next start. But I also mentioned that these sectional times in that race were very strong. Now, Mark Wynn was the third fastest last 400 metre sectional of the day, and that's on International Day, where we have some pretty serious horses out there showing us their acceleration. So it's a big thing for a horse with his limited experience and exposure to be matching those Group 1 horses for acceleration. Now when we go to Sunday's race, well, there's a 6-pound weight turnaround. That day Charming Legend carried 130 pounds and Mark Wynn 119. This time Charming Legend, he's 6 pounds better off against Mark Wynn, and I also think that the way this race is going to be run sets up to be better for Charming Legend than that one. On the map, the leaders this time look like Tourbillon Prince from the outside and Charming Legend, this time from a better draw. But I'm not looking at a whole lot of pressure on the leaders here, maybe less than there was in that race on International Day, and that's going to help Charming Legend. Mark Wynn, well, he's also drawn better this time. In fact, he's inside Charming Legend on Sunday, but he doesn't have that horse's tactical speed, so I expect he's once again going to have to give up a head start into the straight, as will the other horses we saw in that video, like Beauty Crescent and Tamra Blitz. But the tip from me in race 10 is Mark Wynn. His winning factor, acceleration. Now, in terms of your form on paper, certainly there are reasons to think that Charming Legend has a good chance to turn the tables. A weight swing, I think he's better on the map, but acceleration is absolutely gold in horse racing, and Mark Wynn has shown us that great acceleration pretty much every time he has raced so far, and that is going to take him a long way. In fact, I think it's going to be the thing that separates him from Charming Legend once again. Well, that's it from the winning factor this week. Good luck on Sunday. We'll see you next time.